Okay. Looks like we're up in line. Cool. Alright. So, this is going to be a live stream. Ask a question for Crystal Ball Candor. You just drop a question in the chat box. Let me know who you are, where you're from. And then I will answer your question for you. Video resolution is struggling. Dang it. Okay. When you jump on, just drop your box. And I will answer that for you. Hopefully we don't have internet issues tonight. We shall see. It says it's connected. Alright. Dude. This might not work. Alright, as you jump on, just drop a question in the chat box, and I will pull some cards for you. I see there's somebody out there, so that's good. If you have questions you want answered, you just drop those questions in the chat box. Alright, well, if nobody has any questions, we're going to go ahead and do some quick mini reads. And we'll just hit all signs. And if you do have a question, just drop it in the chat box. Hopefully the video resolution is clearing up a little bit. I know it was struggling there initially. Okay. So we will start with Aries mini read. Let's just say for this week, what's Aries going to be dealing with? Was very quick to start talking. Drop those questions in the chat box. Okay, Aries, it looks like this week you have a King of Swords energy going on. There it goes. Now the stream looks like it's doing better. Whoa. Okay. Disregard. Okay, so it looks like you have a King of Swords energy along with the Justice, the Ten of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. So it looks like you might be doing, might not be doing so hot in love if that's what you are looking at right now. It looks like any communication that you might be going through this week is it's not looking solid. It's looking like it could potentially be deceptive. You could be dealing with someone, potentially at work. Potentially someone who doesn't work very hard, from what I can tell. And it looks like you might be really struggling with this. Like you're doing some inner work so as not to pop off. That's kind of what it looks like. It's an interesting story. Alright, so with the Three of Wands and Two of Cups, I think you do have something going on in love here. But it doesn't look like it's happening for those of you who are single and who have a love interest. It looks like you're not making a lot of movement this week. In fact, you know, with that Three of Coins in reverse and then the Three of Wands in reverse, it's a lot of seeing what we want but not necessarily going out and going after it. This seems very taxing and burdensome to you. On a high note, that Nine of Cups looks like you're perfectly confident. It doesn't look like it's a lack of confidence. It looks like it's just a lack of communication that's causing that problem. So we will clarify here in a second just to get some more details. But you do get the Strength card in the World at the end of the read, which is nice. That's an ending that you definitely want. So let's see if we can get some clarity here. Clarity on that. Man, I'm gonna keep throwing cards. All right, we have the High Priestess in reverse. Yeah, so I think you are super in your head this week, Aries. And with that being said, you definitely, it's like you're in your head about a decision that needs to be made that you haven't made yet. And whatever this decision is, it's pretty overwhelming. It's pretty taxing. What is this Ten of Wands about? What is this Ten of Wands about? There we go. Five of Rods. Okay, so you've got some conflict going on for sure. So it's a decision with regards to some sort of conflict you have going on with somebody. We are 1. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Whoever this person is, they are arrogant, and I think it's working your nerves, to be honest. You are very, like, kind of obsessively thinking about this. It's probably ticking you off a little bit. And it seems to be working in their favor. I think they might have been a little sharp of tongue, and that's why you're over here ticked off as the King of Swords in reverse. They're the King of Swords in the upright, right? Like, which is interesting. And they've got the Justice in reverse, too. So it looks like they want to say something, too. I think they're actually going to say it, whereas you may not. But they are also feeling similarly, and that they want to say something. They got a decision that they're trying to make over here. Man, you're super burdened on that front. This really ticked you off. And I think maybe they got the better of you on this situation, because they're kind of looking like they're not even upset per se. They're still thinking about it. Like, they still want to talk about it. But they're not making any moves right now. And you're not making any moves. And you have the Four of Rods and the Sun card in reverse. Okay, so you are very upset. But I do think that this is a situation where if you say something, it might impact your stability. Because, let's see, the Three of Wands. It's like saying what you want, but not necessarily going for it, right? Like, you're seeing what's happening out there, but you're not necessarily going for it. And the Eight of Cups. I feel like you're trying to walk away. You're trying to be like, I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm going to take the high road. I always joke that, I'm going to break my back being the bigger person, right? I kind of feel like that's what you're doing right here. What's up with this Two of Cups? Two of Swords in reverse. I think you see the truth. You know what's up. This is so weird. This is such an odd reading. Looks like the video resolution may have improved momentarily. Alright, World card, the Hangman, the King of Rods. Okay. So I feel like it's telling me two stories, Aries. I feel like you got a couple things popping off this week. You got a situation with someone that you are in conflict with, and this may well be a lover. And I think they may be making a decision to walk away, and you kind of feel like you might need to too, but you're not doing that. You're not walking away. You've gone inward. So you might be giving somebody the silent treatment. You might not be, communicating as clearly as you probably could. In fact, you might not be communicating at all. This is a very taxing situation for you with that Ten of Wands. But it looks like it's going to work itself out, right? It looks like you're going to complete this cycle. And I think completing of this cycle is that person pulling the plug. But hey, I think it might need to happen. The Hanged Man is in the upright, so, that's not a terrible sign. The King of Rods is in the reverse. I feel like there's just a lack of passion, a lack of like, energy willing to put forward into this. I feel like this might be an energy suck, to be honest. I feel like this person might really suck. Like, I'm going to be honest. I kind of feel like their overall energy might be kind of rough. Like, they're very confident in themselves. And I think they think that they're super smart. I don't know if they are, but according to the cards, they definitely think highly of themselves. But I see you coming out of this with the strength card, so that's good. You're going to go in, you're going to do some work on yourself, and you're going to walk away with this feeling pretty comfortable. So, honestly, I support it, Aries. Alright, so if you're joining me and you would like a question answered, drop it in the chat box. We'll be happy to answer your questions, pull some tarot cards for you, see what we can come up with. Hopefully the video resolution isn't crazy. Alright, no questions. I'm going to move to the next mini read for Leo. Leo. Again. Alright, so what's Leo got going on this week? Keep it clear. 3 of Wands in the reverse. Alright, you're seeing your ship out there. Uh-oh, you got sneaky here. You got about 7 of Swords. Somebody's being deceptive. Somebody might be trying to get away without getting caught. Here, you got the World card. Okay, 9 of Swords in reverse. Okay, that's like 9 cards. We're going to put those back in. Okay. Strength card, man, Leo. Page of Cups. This one feels like it needs to turn. 7 of Coins. Sorry, I'll explain them in a minute, but I feel like this one's going to need a little bit of clarity here. Alright. Okay. Leo, I think you're dealing with somebody who is kind of emotional, kind of shy, maybe not super confident. It's kind of the overall vibe that I'm getting here. I think they could potentially be out of a job or in a situation where they are looking to you to solve their financial burdens. I also think that they really do have a lot of love for themselves. Don't necessarily see just a boatload of love for you. So if you're, depending on who this person is, I mean, this could be family, friend, relationship, what have you. I see that there are a lot of options out there for them. In fact, I'm wondering if this is heavily financial because I've also got the 4 of Swords in the reverse. I think let's clarify. So with that 9 of Cups. Right there. 7 of Swords. Dang, sneaky. Okay, so this person is being sneaky. Whatever you're dealing with here, I feel like you might have looked longingly upon this once upon a time. You might have thought this was something worth fighting for. But I feel like you are now in a position where you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm not. In fact, there's the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like you're not willing to work for this anymore. So if this is a relationship situation, you are over it, okay? Looks like you have a lot of options. It looks like you could be deceptive. It looks like they could be deceptive. It looks like, and it looks like, I mean, the world is in the upright. So, can I get some clarity on the world? 8 of Pentacles and the world in reverse. Interesting. I feel like you've just been hyper-focused on trying to make your money, on trying to be successful at work, on trying to financially support you too. But it ain't, like that is not working. And so I feel like you might even be sneaking away in the middle of the night. Like, you both got the Seven of Swords. That's so weird. Like, I think they're being deceptive in a way that makes you feel, sure, Michael. Give me just a second. I think you are both sneaking, like, in different ways, okay? Because, like, you're past the obsessive thoughts. I think at some point you definitely did feel super negative about this and you were obsessing over it. But you have gone to that strength card now. You are in a place of, like, looking in and reflecting on, okay, what do I really need here? Like, what is good for me? What is positive for me? And so I think you're willing to let that ship pass in the night. And I think that they are kind of too, because I think they got some options. I think you got some options. And I just think this is a mutually deceptive situation, which is really weird. But I think maybe you both kind of know this isn't going to work. And if they are hanging around, I think it's for the purpose of, you know, having their resources, right? Like having that support, potentially, like you guys might be like moved in together and they're kind of relying on you right now to like take care of things financially. But I think you see this and the dogs are out and I think you are over it. So I think you're kind of like gathering your things and you're getting ready to call this done. So interesting, Leo. You got some stuff panning out here. All right, so let's answer Michael's question. So Michael, do you have a specific question that you have? Or you just want, like, general information about your future? Maybe 2 more shuffles. Oh, my bad. Michael, I'm not seeing another comment, so I'm going to assume that's just general. Okay, cool. All right, so we would like to know about Michael's future. So what does Michael have coming? What does Michael have coming? All right. Michael, you have the Judgment card in reverse, which is interesting. Looks like you might have a decision that needs to be made on something coming up here in the near future. Okay, both of those wanted out. 9 of Cups. Ooh, and the 5 of Swords. Okay, Michael, I think you might have your eye on somebody. So Cups is love, right? You might have an interest in someone that you want to put an offer out, but you haven't necessarily, like, gone there yet, right? With that Judgment card in reverse, it's like you haven't made a decision on it per se. But with the 5 of Swords, I feel like you're willing to fight for this, okay? The 5 of Swords speaks about, like, pain in the past, right? Overcoming that, and being willing to move forward, you know, to take what it is that you want, you know, with regards to, you know, in that particular situation. It looks like love, but let's see if we can get some more clarity. I feel like this one wants. Okay. Alright, so you got the 3 of Swords, which to me looks like... So 3 of Swords is about a lot of pain, right? It's about being pretty wounded. Like, you think of the time in your life where you have been the most emotionally hurt, and I feel like right now you are kind of... This is right now, okay? You are kind of in a state of maybe not getting what you want, right? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Right now it looks like a relationship. And you've got the 7 of Wand cards in reverse, which is typically like you're your own hero, right? Like you are getting things going. But with it being in the reverse, I kind of feel like there might be people around you who are saying, you know, they've either got some negative perspectives or some negative thoughts that you don't necessarily want to hear. But, you know, it is what it is. I think we'll get some clarity on that 3 of Swords and see if we can get that a little bit cleaner. Okay, 3 of Wands. It's about 2 ships passing in the night. And the Palace of Wands. Hey, hey. 2 of Coins in reverse. Okay. So let's do some clarity. Let's do 2 quick shuffles. Let's see. Okay, so let's look at this situation with the Three of Swords? Because that feels like a more current energy to me. Why the Three of Swords? I knew something flipped there. Okay, the Moon card and Judgment. Okay. So I think you might even be upset with yourself because you haven't made a move up to this point. Or maybe you did make a move, but it did not pan out the way you had hoped. You've got the Moon here in reverse, and so I think there are people surrounding you with that Six of Wands, who are just like, nah, man, don't do it, right? To do with your dad? That's a great question. We can definitely look at that here. Let's see. This card wants to talk to you. Queen of Cups. That could be mother energy. Like someone who actually really does feel strongly about you, is very emotionally connected to you. Could be feminine, doesn't have to be. But with that Three of Swords energy, it's so intense. Like it's such an emotional situation. Let's see. Alright, let's just ask. Is there anything specifically with this dad? Ooh, a lot tragically now. Okay. Alright, so, just asking very directly about that. You've got the Knight of Cups that just came out, and then the Six of Cups. So to me, I kind of get this vibe of like you really trying to offer some form of solace, or your dad could potentially be as well. But that Six of Cups speaks of nostalgia. Gotcha. Okay. So, yeah, that Six of Cups is about, like, usually it's about love, right? It's about, like, a really genuine, pure, like, you think childlike love, right? Like, potentially the love of a parent to a child, right? Or a child to a parent, right? Where it's very unconditional. It's very, like, certain of itself. But with it being in the reverse, to me, it's like, that is definitely not it, right? And I mean, you're even speaking to that right now. It looks like, as far as, gotcha. Okay. So I think that he is probably going to make an offer. Like, and that's an odd terminology, I guess, but with regards to tarot, him coming out as that Knight of Cups potentially, to me, that's like, he does want to try and make this work, but it's kind of a timid offer, right? It's kind of a immature offer, okay? Especially being a knight, right? Like, we would want to see a king as a father figure, right? But as a knight, one could even argue that he might know exactly why. Damn. Okay, give me just a second. Judgment, Five of Swords. You are ready to fight over this, man. Okay. Three of Wands, Five of Cups. Yeah. You are 100%. You're seeing the reverse, though. Yeah. Well, with the Knight of Cups, it's in the upright. But it's talking about this. So the Palace of Wands. This is the Tarot of Dreams deck, and in this particular deck, it has these palaces, right? They're like homes, and the Palace of Wands is like it speaks of a home that like burns bright and is warm and is safe and it's in the upright. So to me, and it's got this Two of Coins in reverse, so it feels like no matter what decision you make, and I feel like it's even saying like you've already made the decision, like you're comfortable in the decision that you're making right now. But he's an awful person. I hate him. Yeah, you really confident where you're standing right now. And that Five of Cups though, okay, Michael. I'll be honest with you. That Five of Cups energy strikes me hard, man. Like, I feel like you are saying, yes, I'm over it. I hate him. I'm angry. But I also think that that's all coming out of love, okay? Like, this is a really wounded, painful hurt right here. Like, you are really disappointed is what it feels like with that Five of Cups. And that Three of Wands, just being willing to, you're seeing that ship passing in the night, right? I'm seeing it go by. And I'm not necessarily going out and trying to find it, right? Wow. Yeah. Wow, Michael. How about let's pull some advice for you, okay? Let's just ask for advice with regards to this situation, because I think that, I mean, I can read on the situation all day, but I think your overall question is, what do I do here? Because I think you've made up your mind. I think you know what you want to do, but it hurts. Like, it hurts a hell of a lot. He says he hates being a father. Wow, that's impressive. All right, the Ace of Wands in reverse wanted to show itself, which can be an ending, right? Can be the ending of a love situation, potentially, right? A relationship of some sort. Let's do another shuffle. Alright, so what advice, Spirit, would you give for Michael? There was one that wanted to jump there. Four of Wands. Huh. Okay. Four of Wands speaks about stability. It speaks about relationship, about love, about a confidence. It's giving you that Three of Wands. Damn. Okay. So, I feel like it's telling you that, I think it's telling you to watch this go away right now. Okay? Watch him walk. And there's nothing really for you to do here. I think you do have stability and comfort. It sounds like in your mother, it sounds like you've got a safe space there, at least for the time being. But I think the situation with your dad, man, I even think that I just heard close the door. Like, this might not be the time, right? Like, there might be a time years from now where old Pop shows up and he wants to work it out, and maybe that time will be better for you. He abused us, cheated, abused my mother, now abused my stepmother. Good Lord. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't able to read all of that, but let's see. Right now, to me, it looks like you have a firm foundation, and I feel like you got to walk through the door. You know, you got a space that is comfortable and safe, and frankly, I think you're right. I think you do need to walk away. I think walking away will be a safer space for you. Yeah. So, I mean, I think later on this could change down the road potentially, but I think right now, what you got is not ideal. Oh yeah, you got the Death card and the Palace of Wands. It keeps speaking about the Palace of Wands. Yeah, he's shady, man. He's shady, and I think you need to cut this off. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. He is shady. You said he's cheating? My God. The freaking Seven of Swords just popped up. I think you need to cut him off, at least right now. I think he is toxic. And, you know, when people are toxic and they're continuously invading our energy, right, that's painful. That's a lot, right? Michael, how old are you, man? You're 16. Yeah, I felt like you were too young for this. Okay. So yeah, you're too young. I think, hello, Final Destiny. I think that you need to do what you can to disconnect from this as much as possible. You know, Mom may not be as willing to cut it off, but I think you know the truth. And the fact is, the earlier you can learn the lesson of when people cannot be positive role models in your life, that you need to let them go, right? I think that, Michael, you'll have the chance later on in life to try and make this work, okay? But it sounds like this guy's not even in a position to try and make this work. Right? I understand. I get it. That's way too much for a 16-year-old kid to be dealing with. But I think if you have the capacity to disengage, I think it's to your benefit to do so. Mom may not disengage. Like, this guy may still 100% be a part of your life for a very long time. She says it's for the better. Gotcha. Yeah. So Mom may be in a position where she's finally like, I've had it, you know? And, I mean, I could see why. He might always be that way. Yes. That doesn't mean that you don't love him. In fact, I think you do. I think you love him a crap ton. I think that's why this is very hard for you. But I think that he is toxic as hell. Final Destiny. I've been doing this for a number of years now. I haven't been doing the lives. I just started these recently. Yeah. I don't want him to be part of my life. Yeah. I understand, Michael. I get it. That's tough, man. And my heart goes out to you because no kid, I mean, nobody deserves that. Period. All right. Let's see. Final Destiny, do you have a question that you would like answered? Right. I think you do have to disconnect because it's only going to continue to hurt you more mentally. That's a lot. He made claims in court. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Michael, I know that on the upfront it's going to hurt a lot, but I think that the best thing that you can do is trying to create peace and solace for yourself, right? And that may mean letting go of that person, at least temporarily, at least until you have your footing. You're a 16-year-old kid. You're not in a position to manage these types of, major crisis level issues, Is it going well? You mean the tarot reading? Yeah, it's going well. It's a, slow start, but that's okay. Or are you doing well? Is that what you're asking? Do you have a question you want to ask? You are definitely too young to be making those decisions. Hands down, Michael. But I think you gotta search for comfort and peace where you can find it, and obviously that's not a place that you can get that right now. No, you do. You know what's right and wrong, no question, because you can see this person and you can identify the level of toxicity they bring into your life and what they bring into your mother's life. So you know. Ooh, it is warm in here. Okay, so if anybody's out there and has a question, just drop it in the chat box. I'll be happy to pull some cards for you, answer your questions. Wow. Michael, yeah, you guys need safety, man. If your mom can make the move of she needs to walk away, then I think yeah. Michael, I think you are probably dealing with some depression from this too. Hey, William. Alright, Final Destiny. How will it be for me in the future? Do you have anything specific that you want to ask with regards to the future? Good, Michael. Hey, come back and see me next Monday, okay? I'll be back on at 8 next Monday. Uh, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I feel like I need to clarify that. Training area. That's good. Mom's making moves. Alright, so let's see with Final Destiny. What does Final Destiny have happening in their future? Hey, we got a King of Cups. That's cool. I do have an Instagram. It's KB Tarot. feel free to follow me. KB Tarot. Okay, we got the 10 of Wands. Man, that 3 of Wands just keeps coming out for everybody. You guys are dealing with some heavy stuff right now. In all fairness, there is a retrograde going on right now. Okay, so Final Destiny. In the future, I see a King of Cups, which is someone who is offering love, right? And the King of Cups, he's only got one foot in the ocean of emotion, right? So he's, beautiful. Whether you're going to relax, okay? So you need to know, are you planning on whether you're going to be working too hard? Because I can tell you right now, what I can see is the 10 of Wands, which is pretty burdensome. I see you needing to make a decision at some point on something. It looks like you also have a 3 of Wands with someone who you need to decide whether or not they're going to be a part of your life or not. Michael, I just saw you come across on my Instagram. Beautiful, dear. All right. Uh-oh. Oof. All right. Yeah, we got the 5 of Cups situation going on here. And then we got a 10 of Cups. Whoa, that is a huge shift. Okay, so Final Destiny, you have a situation that is honestly a little crazy. We need some clarity here. Okay. So, King of Cups. What's going on with this King of Cups? Whoop, there we go. 5 of Pentacles. My goodness. Okay, this is so weird. I feel like you are going to be in a situation where you are going to feel like you have been left out in the cold, right? Like you have been mistreated in some way. The thing about the 5 of Pentacles is that you feel very oppressed, forgotten, disregarded. But the truth is, there is an opportunity usually like within eyesight. Does that make sense? Like there is an opportunity there to be had. And this King of Cups, if you're feeling 5 of Pentacles and a King of Cups, that makes me feel like you had the ending of a relationship that you were very invested in, right? If you are the King of Cups, you are super committed to what you are doing, okay? You are super committed to the people that you care about, right? And this 10 of Wands tells me this particular situation, whatever it is, right, which to me, it looks like love, is very burdensome. I almost feel like this is an on-again, off-again relationship in your future that eventually does lead to happiness, but initially is super challenging. Like, super challenging. I mean, the 5 of Cups has popped up twice, which is crazy. Alright, so can we get some clarity on... Oh, I didn't even get to say it. 10 of Wands. Yep, 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups in reverse. Okay. So, yeah, I definitely see this relationship that was probably ordained, okay? This is like, and if you're in a relationship, it could be this relationship, but we just vaguely said the future, so it could really be anytime, I would say safely in the near future. But this relationship looks like, it ends because it's so incredibly burdensome, and it leaves you in a position of like looking out and like longing for it and wanting it, but it's not, working for whatever reason, right? And it kind of seems like you don't want to make a decision on it, even though you feel incredibly lonely, incredibly forgotten in this relationship. Oh my gosh, Final Destiny. I don't know what's up with this. Hangman. Huh. Okay. So I think you might have a period where you do, separate from this person, and then I think you guys end up getting back together, because what happens is you go and you do some inner work, man. You go establish your boundaries and make some decisions about what you're willing and not willing to accept. And you come out with this 10 of Cups, which is freaking beautiful. Why are you the 5 of Coins right here? Can I get more clarity on that, please? Why the 5 of Coins? Knight of Swords. Huh, okay. So you might have come in a little hot. You might have maybe been a little aggressive, or maybe you guys moved in together very quickly or something like that. Could be some sort of financial strain, but it moved faster than it probably needed to. Why the Justice card? I think it was that card right there. Six of Cups. Okay, so it might be about trying to heal some, like, past hurts from your childhood, potentially. Can you make your sandals rattle as fast like your cards? Wow. Okay. Okay. Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay, yeah, I do think whatever this situation is, it looks like you definitely have some past hurts. And to me, it's from childhood. You know, that can be a barrage of things. Maybe you had some trauma as a child. Maybe you had a great childhood and it was amazing, but you took away with it some limiting beliefs, maybe about yourself or relationships. Maybe you had parents who, it just didn't work or whatever. You witnessed this. There's a variety of scenarios here, but basically you walked away from childhood with these feelings that I think are really not so great. And I think you've done some healing with regards to that, but I just think it's not the healing that you need in order to make this particular relationship work, right? Which it does eventually, but I just think you're coming in a little hot. So, okay. So, William, I saw you were out there. Do you have any questions? Hello, Alpha Omega 11. You guys are not going to believe this, but I somehow gave myself a blister shuffling cards. I don't even know how I did that. That's new. Feel free to drop your questions in the comment box. I'm happy to answer them for you. Michael, I'm so happy to meet you. I hope it works out for you, man. Alpha Omega 11, you got a question you want answered? William Merritt, I like your little emoji you threw out there. What are Rebecca's current feelings or thoughts towards me? Ooh, okay, I like it. I like that you went direct there. Alright, so Rebecca and Alpha Omega 11. Okay. 11. Alright, Palace of Cups in reverse right now. Okay. I kind of feel like Rebecca doesn't think anything's happening right now. So the Palace of Cups is just a loving, stable home, right? But in the reverse, it's kind of like, I don't want to say the opposite because that's not necessarily, it's not necessarily accurate. I would say it's more like, it can be very heavy and overwhelming. Does that make sense? Like, she's got the Death card here, which is interesting. I'm wondering if she thinks this is over or it's not going to get started. We've got the Judgment card in reverse, so maybe she just thinks a decision hasn't been made on it. I don't know why, but these cards are speaking to me this way. All right, Queen of Swords, yeah. So I kind of feel like Rebecca sees, like, maybe not a whole lot of communication, or she's scared to put out the communication that she does want to put out. Perfect sense. Okay, cool. Let's see. Maybe we can get some advice. What should you do? Woo-hoo-hoo! Is ready to talk. All right. Some advice. How do we deal with Rebecca? Ooh, Six of Swords. Okay. That's forward motion towards you, girl. All right. So I think you need to say something, and that Six of Swords is like very assertive communication. Okay. So I think you need to be very clear with Rebecca because I don't think she really knows what's going on right now with you two. I'm not sure that she, is very confident, and I think she's kind of wondering if there's going to be any communication. I don't feel like she's going to make the move on communication. To me, it looks like you are like, interesting. 4 of Cups, but 6 of Cups. Okay, so I think that you think that Rebecca could be, like, amazing. But there's also something held back in you, right? You got the 4 of Cups. So there's something that's holding you back right here. Strength card. Are you lacking confidence right now? Is that what the deal is? You're not sure how to make the move? Because the 6 of Swords is very assertive communication. It's very confident. I'm coming towards you. Get ready, right? And right now, I see you kind of sitting here looking at this cup like you're not super confident. You're not ready to make the move yet. Does that make sense? Ow, man. I cannot believe I rubbed the blister. That's crazy. Alright. I think if you don't make a move, you're going to miss out. I've been posting this, so I'm wondering if she's seeing it right. It's resonating. Well, I don't think she's confident in what's happening on the Instagram page. I'm not sure that she is necessarily even like that's even registering based on what I'm seeing. Because like I said, I feel like she thinks that this is kind of like not happening. I think you need to express your feelings, no question. In fact, I think if you don't, what you're going to end up with is that 10 of Cups in reverse. I think you're going to miss the opportunity for some real happiness here. To express my feelings. I think you definitely express your feelings. How you say it, well, I think you just say what you feel. Keep it 100. But I think Instagram, like, that's very passive, right? And I think that's the problem is right now there's no direct communication. And it's telling you 6 of Swords, man. Like, you need to come in hot. You need to be very clear about what it is that you want, what you're hoping for, what you like about her, right? Like, I think you just really need to make sure that Rebecca knows where you're at. Because then you have the opportunity, right? What would happen if I did tell her? Let's check. I'm going to put the cards back together though, because I do want all of the options in the deck. Two shuffles. You guys make sure and drop me a like and subscribe. If it resonated for you, feel free to hit me up on Facebook or Instagram for it's KB Tarot. Alright. Alright, so that's the 8 of Cups. I think her initial response is going to be to pull back a little bit. But then I think she's gonna change her mind, okay? Like, I know that sounds odd, but it gave me the 8 of Cups, which is like walking away from love, but then the 3 of Wands in reverse, which is like, usually it's sitting there passively and watching what's happening. So if it's in the reverse, it's, no, I'm coming for it, right? So I think she might just need a minute to warm up to the idea, if that makes sense. I'm glad this is helping. She's pulled back a lot. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I think she is, I think she's not one to just jump out there, okay? And that's why you don't say anything. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Why did she pull back? I mean, I think I know why, because it gave me that death card earlier. I think she thinks it's not going to happen. Ooh, okay. Devil card. Okay, so this could go either way, so I'm going to trust you to figure out what this means here, okay? But the Devil card, so I just casually asked, like, why she pulled back, okay? Well, it gave me the Devil card. So this could be, we got into it. Okay, yes. So she could potentially see you as having some stuff that you need to get past or work through, or it could be that she feels like she has some stuff that she needs to get past and get through. Now, if you guys got into it, chances are it's probably her looking at you thinking you need to make some work happen, right? Like maybe some internal stuff that needs to be dealt with. The deal with the Devil card is that it's self-imposed bondage, right? our negative belief systems that dictate our behaviors, right? And so she might have seen something in your behaviors that made her feel like, you know, you need to work on something specific, right? Like maybe it's codependency, maybe you're clingy, maybe you're, you know, there's a variety of possibilities there, right? Like maybe you know, have commitment issues or something like that. There's, you know, a number of scenarios, right? But what I would tell you to do is to just be very honest, okay? Like capture that King of Swords energy, capture that Six of Swords energy, and just be really honest, because you want to hear her side, right? You want to know, you know, if she does indeed think that you have some growing up to do or some changing that needs to happen, you would probably want to know that information, right? Because even if she's completely wrong, it's still helpful, right? Apparently, with she's a player, she's got the internal stuff you're describing. I show no expression. Okay. Well, and it could be that. It could be that she has some codependency issues. It could be that she has commitment issues. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it could be that she's got some stuff to work out, and that's why she thinks this is dead, right? Because, I mean, I literally got the death card. So she thinks that this is over and not moving forward. So if you want it to move forward, you're going to have to be like, I think that's why it's that Six of Swords. It's so assertive. It's such an assertive communication, right? So, yeah, I think you're going to have to be really upfront with her and really blunt with her. And here's the deal. I think she'll walk away, but like I said, I think she's going to circle back. Which, you know, you might need to think about that, right? Because is that really somebody that you want? I don't know how old you are, but that's something that might be worth being concerned about long term, right? I hope that helps, Alpha Omega. If it did, give me a like and a subscribe, man. I'd appreciate it. All right, William, you had a question here. Let's see. You have a large work event coming up this week. How will it go? Will it be safe? Okay. Oh, you think she's still in the closet? Okay. That's a possibility for sure. Yeah, and that's self-imposed bondage right there, all in and of its own, right? Not being able to really be clear about who you are, right? You're older. Okay. Okay, let's see. William's work event. Do I have Cash App? I do. I can't remember what it is. Let's see. I can tell you. Drop me your IG. IG is KB Tarot. Oh goodness, I'm terrible at this stuff. Gotta get better at this. Anyway, it's KD Bat, B-A-T. Alright, so, let's see. For William's work event, we've got the Page of Cups in reverse. Oh. And the Hermit card. Okay, William, I kind of feel like you are going to maybe not be working as hard as, you know, you might be thinking that you are. Let's see. Let's clarify that a little bit. Thank you. Thank you, Alpha Omega. I hope that helps, man. Alright, 10 of Coins in reverse. That's usually an indicator that either the money is not coming. Of course. I don't want to say the money's not coming. That it's not going to be as abundant or as fruitful as you might hope. You've got the 7 of Coins here. Which the 7 of Coins in this particular deck is interesting to me. I'm using the Tarot of Dreams. And 7 of Coins. Like in this particular instance, I feel like they're hyper-focused on something. But with what's going on this weekend in your work event, I feel like you're just not going to be accomplishing as much as you're hoping for. Like, I almost feel like you might have some time to just chill. Okay, sounds good. But yeah, I think it's not going to be as fruitful as you were hoping for. Let's see. You've also got this Page of Cups in reverse, which is, I don't know, I don't feel like it fits with the rest of the story. So let's ask it some more questions. 8 of Swords, okay. The 8 of Swords speaks about being held in like an invisible bubble, right? Or at least in this deck, that's what it is. And it's this idea, it's like a figment of your mind, right? Like feeling trapped, but not really trapped, okay? It's Why are the words not coming to me now? It's like a, I don't know why I'm stumbling right now. It makes me feel like maybe that's part of your weekend is not being able to cohesively or clearly communicate as effectively as you like. Okay, so it's about being held in this fake situation, right? It's a prison of your own mind. Okay. So even though this weekend may not be super productive, I feel like you're going to be dealing with some other stuff that is kind of separate from work, and I feel like it's like you almost have the time to do that. So you have the Five of Cups in reverse. When I clarify that Eight of Swords, which is about, you know, a relationship situation typically that didn't work out the way that you had hoped, and it kind of looks like you might be dealing with that. You've got the Strength card here. Strength in reverse. Two of Cups, yeah. Two of Cups in reverse is about to break up. William, we're taking a hard turn right here. Why the Page of Cups? It's that one. The Star. Okay. Huh. Okay. So with regards to the weekend, I feel like you're going to be doing some internal work because you were going to have downtime. Like, you're not going to be working as diligently as I think you were going to be. I mean, all looks safe and well. It just looks boring, honestly. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it looks like you're going to be dealing with this other internal work that has to deal with a relationship of some sort here that may not have gone the way that you had hoped. You still there? Did I lose you? Sorry, I don't know how far back the video is delayed right now. Okay, I might have lost you. If there's anyone else out there in the chat, feel free to drop your question in the chat. I'll be happy to answer it. Still here? Okay, cool. Sorry, I don't know how long the delay is, so I think it's kind of lengthy at this point. Okay, well, William, I appreciate your question. I hope that's helpful. I think your work situation's gonna go fine. I think you're gonna be bored, super bored probably. I think that's going to give you some time to think, which may or may not be positive, right? So, if there's anyone else still hanging out around there, I appreciate you guys being with me. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can get notified when I go live again next Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Just go in order of who drops a question and go from there. So, yeah. Anyway, Will, you good? All well? We're the only ones here. Final Destiny. Yeah, thank you for sticking around to the end, ma'am. Oh, wait. No, we've got some people. It says there's some people. I don't know. I kind of want to do this on, like, a Skype setting, you know, so I can have, like, two-way communication. Because it's hard with the stream delay. William, cool. All right. Thank you guys. Again, join me next Monday if you have more questions. If you have crazy stuff pop up in your life and you wanna get those answered, I'll be back on. Make sure you subscribe so you can get notified of that. You just push the little bell and it will notify you when I go live or I release new vids. All right. Otherwise, love and light, guys. You have a good evening.